Hello, and welcome to Spicy Toast Gaming. Thank you for tuning in to another Spicy Toast Gaming video. Today we're covering Crownguard versus Gale Force. What are the use cases for each one, their pros and weaknesses, and what champions you should use them on. If you enjoy the video, please like and subscribe. It really helps us out. And let's get into it. So first, I want to talk about the use cases for Gale Force. If we go look at Gale Force, Scout, Round, and Recall Me. A major aspect that people are wanting to use Gale Force for is the Scout effect, essentially being able to attack twice in the same turn. Now, some units are wanting to use it for the Round and Recall Me, so if you're using it for that, you're probably wanting to play it on like a Teemo or an Annie, and that won't really have much consideration for our discussion of Crownguard. But if you're wanting to use it for that double attack, that is the overlap that we're going to be talking about with Crownguard Inheritance. Now, if we take a look at Crownguard, again, when I level up Rally, you're using it for that double attack effect in most situations of attacking, triggering your level up, and then attacking again to end the game. Now, there are some champions that are just wanting to use it, not necessarily for a double attack, but for a combo effect where they're leveling up and ending the game. That can be someone like Yasuo, where you can pair Crownguard with his Tempest Blade, so he stuns and clears the entire enemy board, and then if you would attack with him, you could potentially end the game. That's not necessarily a double attack, or the same thing with like Jhin and the Riptide Battery. You can play those together. Jhin gets a massive amount of stats, again, clears the board normally or stuns it, and then he could attack to end the game. So for those champions, it doesn't really matter the attacking twice in the same turn. You're more using Crownguard for a combo effect. The overlap these two relics have are for if you are trying to attack twice in the same turn. Now, Gale Force, it has the advantage in one regards of you can activate this multiple times. With Crownguard, you can only activate it once because when you level up Rally, so in all situations other than Evelyn, you're only going to be able to activate this one time. So if you need to get that double attack more than once, Crownguard probably won't work for you. Gale Force, though, you're able to attack twice, but only your scout units. In most situations, that's just going to be your champion. So if you need to attack with your full board, Gale Force is not going to help you with that aspect. Also, Gale Force is going to force you to recall your unit every round, so if you have a more expensive unit, you probably don't want to use Gale Force. Now, Crownguard, since you do have that limiting aspect of when I level up Rally, the best use case for this is a champion that your first attack, you almost always level up, and then with that level up, you could then attack and end the game. This is best on Alawi and Gwen. So for both of them, the first time you attack, at least if you're at 3 stars, normally you're going to be leveling up. This happens 90-95% of the time. You attack, you get a large amount of bonus stats, and then the amount of damage you deal, you level up. Now with all those bonus stats, you have them for the round. But since you leveled up, if you rally, you could get all of those stats again, and then be able to deal massive damage. So for both of these two champions, I feel like Crownguard is better in just about every situation, because you also want to be able to attack with your full board. For Gwen needs to be in the second slot to get the most amount of Hallowed. She needs to be the second from the left. That's where she can get the double effect of Hallowed. So Scout for her is a downgrade because you want to attack with your full board 2 times. With Alawi, you want to be able to attack with the Tentacle. I normally also throw on a Shade Leaf so that Alawi has overwhelm. She can punch through whatever enemy's in front of her. And then the tentacle, you give it elusive so it can go around any opponent in most situations. So with both of these two champions, if you have Crownguard, I would highly recommend using Crownguard over Gale Force. I think Gale Force is really nothing but a downside. If you don't win in that attack, which you're less likely to do if you're using Gale Force over Crownguard, then if they get recalled, you're really going to struggle because you no longer can open attack. Now, what I mean with open attacking is when you get the attack token, you're able to have the first move. You're able to have the first play in a round. Now, if you play a card or spell or anything other than just attacking, now the opponent is able to play a slow spell or play a unit, try to do something to shore up their defenses or to stifle your attack. But if you just open attack, so that's your first move, you just attack with all your units, now they can't play any units unless it's from a burst spell. So they can't put any extra blockers down. And also the only spells they can retaliate with are fast or burst speed. Their focus spells, their playing card, their units, they can't do any of that. So for some of these stronger champions where they need to be attacking, you're really losing a lot of momentum if you use Gale Force because you have to first play your unit, which then gives the enemy the opportunity to just play a spell and kill them or frostbite them, play a unit that messes with your attack. It really gives the opponent a lot of options when going against you. So even if both of these, you were using one of them and it failed, you would rather have the Crownguard fail so that then you would still have your unit on the board. If you are one of these higher cost cards like an Alawi or a Gwen, then having to replay them and be doing a very low tempo play the next time you want to attack. Now, for some lower cost champions like Jax or Diana, often you're not leveling up in your first round, and so being able to attack twice with that Gale Force is very beneficial. And then if you get recalled, it's not hard to play them again, and that's actually somewhat keeping them safe since they are in your hand and not on the board. So there are some benefits there. Again, you can't open attack, but for some cards like Diana, you normally aren't going to be able to open attack anyways because you need to get your Nightfall effect off, so you're having to play a couple cards to activate that. So there is some situations where, Gale Force is better. Generally, if you want a recall effect, if that's beneficial for you, or if you have one of the cheaper champions like Jax or Diana. In those situations, Gale Force is the better option in most situations. If you have a higher cost card, such as a Alawi or Gwen, definitely, then I would suggest using Crownguard over Gale Force. I think that is better in just about all situations. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you thought it was very educational. I definitely want to just help people out in the community. I know some people don't have these relics, so use whatever you have available. But I hope I was able to give you some helpful information. Again, if you guys enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. It really helps us out. Thank you for watching that video all the way to the end. We're putting out daily Path of Champions content, so if that interests you, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and maybe even consider becoming a member. Have a great day.